Some were reddish-brown dots, others were larger and darker. The only furniture, other than her chair, were a stool and a work table, on which lay safety goggles, gloves, and an array of torturous implements. What the fuck? Had she been taken by some psychopathic Dexter wannabe or something? The last thing she remembered was driving home from the grocery store. As she'd stopped at a red light, the front passenger door had swung open. A stranger had slid onto the seat, and then nothing. Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. She couldn't smell drugs on her, so she was guessing she'd either been dealt a psychic blow to the head, or she'd been spelled to sleep, just as she'd been spelled to the chair. That meant her captor was either an incantor, no other demonic breed possessed and wielded magic, or a practitioner. Her inner demon wasn't afraid. The emotion was something it rarely felt, and it didn't find fear unpleasant anyway. But the feline was baring its fangs, filled with an ice-cold anger that wouldn't be sated by vengeance. Yeah, well, hellcats were a terribly vindictive bunch. Her demon, like every one of its kind, was a cunning, conscienceless predator that possessed an addictive personality and felt no remorse, empathy, or love. It especially liked power and control, so to have another person subdue it and Devon this way— yeah, the feline was beyond infuriated. What was this all about? How did she get here? Who took her? Where was the bastard? Where was the exit? She couldn't see shit out of the windows, thanks to the dirt smudging the view, so she had no clue where she was, or if Psycho Stanley was close. The room only had one door, and that door was currently closed. She doubted she'd be alone for long. Someone would come. The same someone who'd brought her here. As the feeling of being confined once more seized her insides, awful memories of that day long ago insidiously snuck back up on Devon. Again, she shoved them away. This wasn't the time to reminisce. It was time to get her shit together and think. Plan. She needed to get out of this shithole. She rocked and squirmed, but the chair didn't even so much as creak. Sturdy fucker. Standing as much as the chair would allow, she slammed it back down. She did it again, and again, and again, and again. And the sound of hinges squeaking came from somewhere in the cabin. Devon stiffened, her heart pounding as heavy footsteps came her way, scraping at the creaky floorboards. Moments later, the door was pushed open. A tall, lean male with shoulder-length black hair filled the doorway. This had to be Psycho Stanley. He was still, watchful, and as she found herself the focus of those soulless gray eyes, Devon swallowed hard. She didn't let her dread show, though. No. Good at hiding her emotions, she kept her face blank as she resumed slamming the chair to the floor over and over, holding his gaze the entire time. If he expected her to shake with fear and plead for mercy, he was out of his mind. The wooden planks groaned beneath his feet as he walked further into the room. "The chair isn't going to break," he said, in a voice so devoid of emotion that it gave her the chills. An incantor, she sensed, and a very powerful one. "Far stronger people than you have tried it," he added. So, what, he made a habit of kidnapping people and bringing them here to be tortured with those implements on the table? Twisted. "Bet you're wondering why you're a guest of my fine accommodations." She stilled, wanting an explanation,